Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jaco. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've made a video on my computer like this. And the reason is I've been trying out different formats with the content here. You know, I come from a content creator standpoint and I just love testing different things that I can do for YouTube and for Instagram. And I think that, I honestly think that you guys really love these kind of informational, me sitting down, being raw and talking directly to you guys through my computer. That's probably the best way. So I went ahead and I purchased a webcam. You guys can see me at a different angle up there. There's a lot of updates, and I have another microphone as well. I bought a microphone. It's kind of the perks of being able to make money online is I can always just upgrade my gear. I also have a monitor now, so it's a big screen here instead of my laptop, so the content's going to be a little bit better for you guys. And I also got a keyboard and some lighting, so everything's going to be a little bit different. And I think it's hopefully going to be a lot more informational for you guys and easier for me to kind of, sit down and make these videos and talk. But there's been a lot of updates. If you guys want to skip all the personal details, just go ahead and click right here. I'll put a little timestamp so we can go ahead and get started with the how to prepare for Q4. But if you guys do care a little bit about my life, I've just been preparing for my move to Thailand. That's going to be in 4.5 months, around 5 months. I'm permanently moving there, and because of that, I went ahead and booked a ticket for next month. I'm gonna go check it out and see if I like it. I know that I definitely will. The next update is I actually have a new member to the family. Let me see if I can pull her up here. She's actually sitting on my lap. So this is the new member right here. She's kind of small. Her name's Cleopatra. And yeah, she's been chilling with me, when I build my stores and do some research and run some ads. She just kind of chills with me and loves being around. And I like her being around as well. Little update to the family here. But there have been a lot of updates since, obviously, if you guys are here for the meta ad stuff, you guys probably know about the Andromeda update. So we'll talk about that a little bit. I'm probably gonna make a whole video on that as well and how to actually kind of change up the strategies, because a lot of the strategies that I used to talk about now, while they're still useful, I would say that they're kind of being put in the back burner of Meta, because they are preparing and wanting to make everything different. And by different, I mean is they're utilizing AI to kind of understand the algorithm and the audiences a lot better. Now, with that being said, the typical, I'm kind of known for that 5x3 strategy. A lot of you guys talk about that. And a lot of you guys talk about that, ask me questions about that. And yes, that is primarily the testing strategy that I use to scale a store to a pretty high number. And I've used that strategy with other guys in that Discord as well, and bumped up their stores to 12, 13, 14,000 within a week, 2 weeks. If you guys don't believe me, you guys can go ahead and check out the Discord. Probably put some proof up here as well. There is a lot of information, and we are about a week into Q4. Obviously, we want to prepare for Q4. That's pretty much the main thing. That's where most people make all of their money. That's where a lot of people make a shit ton of money, and this is primarily when a lot of people, especially beginners, are able to grow a store pretty high. Now, the best way, to be honest, to prepare for this, there are a couple of things I'm going to talk about here. This might be a little bit of a longer video. My videos are typically between 15 to 25 minutes. It might be the same, it might be a little more, who knows. I just like to say that so we get all of the, brain-rotted motherfuckers out and actually keep the people that are willing to do something to change their life. So Q4 is coming around. Now, obviously, it depends on what it is that you're doing. Now, I have a lot of you guys in the Discord that are doing organic dropshipping. Some of you guys are doing primarily Etsy, but the majority of you guys obviously come from meta ad dropshipping and e-com as a whole. So, guys, realistically, if you are a beginner, right, and even an amateur, the one thing you have to be in the know. And what I mean by this is that if you kind of go into it with just kind of some basic dropshipping information from, like the guys that have 100, 200, 300, a million subscribers on YouTube, the guys that did dropshipping back in 2016 and don't really understand how it's changing, because they're not in it anymore. They're just kind of teaching people how they did it, right? You have to be in the know, and you don't want to listen to these big guys. You know who you are, right? If you guys are listening, you don't want to watch videos from these guys, because they're gonna just give you the most basic information that applies to dropshipping as a whole, and not AI branded dropshipping, which is what we are trying to do here and preparing for Q4. So the one thing that I would do is you have to watch the right people. When you are, on YouTube scrolling, and I know that if you guys see this video, it's because you probably are in that space and you're getting sent out all of these, you're getting sent out all of these little e-com videos, right? Your For You page or your algorithm is showing you e-com, showing you dropshipping, probably showing you some freelance brand scaling shit and a bunch of different online stuff. So already that's good, that you are here, because it shows that you are in the right side of YouTube when it comes to these things. Again, I'm a small channel. I have 1,400 subscribers. I'm very proud of that. I'm very happy that you guys are here. But again, I'm a small channel, and the fact that you're here already shows something different about you. So you have to watch. You have to watch and intake the right information from the right people. So I'm gonna go ahead and just give you guys some of the people that I watch currently and that I watched before. Some of these guys right here. This guy, absolutely perfect. Great content. So he does a lot of copywriting shit. So a lot of his ads are image ads, and he does a lot of sort of like these very long advertorial style ads that definitely work. And some of the guys in the Discord have been doing 1-2K days based off his strategy alone. Now, obviously, they're my Discord, right? So I'm gonna be proud of that, because these are guys that I've seen them go from 0 to 1-2K days. Now, obviously, I didn't give them all of the information myself. They have obviously watched other people, and I think that's the main thing that I'm very happy about, is that they might have followed some of my advice. Maybe it worked, maybe it didn't, but they also follow other guys as well. And so it's really up to you who you want to listen to and who you want to kind of get inspiration from and build your store. So Anthony Camacho, excellent guy. You guys should definitely watch him. Another guy that I would watch is Nathan Miller. So Nathan Miller actually he doesn't really do much informational content anymore, but this guy, excellent. And Nathan, if you're watching, I really hope you are. You are probably my biggest inspiration when it comes to e-commerce. You are the man. This guy has taught me pretty much everything I know. I watched all the speed runs on how to build a Shopify store. This guy, mindset, number one thing. And he's an up and coming channel. Like, I think these guys together probably have I think he has 20K subs. He's got maybe 15K. These are the guys that you want to be watching. You don't want to watch anybody above 50K, to be honest, unless you're this guy right here. So this guy, I think he's at 100K now, but he kind of built a brand off being completely raw. And I really fuck with his content. He has very solid information. Now, a lot of it is a little bit complicated. It kind of is more catered towards people who are more amateurs and kind of more, scaling. Beginners, this is going to be a little bit more hard to digest, to be honest with you, but these are guys that I would watch. Now, the other guy that I would watch here, Aesthetic, very solid advice, a lot of AI information. Honestly, all around great content, and he does a lot of, he promotes a lot of different AI platforms, and I'm sure that they pay him, but they work pretty well. I would highly suggest watching him. And there's two more guys that I would watch if you are just starting out and wanting to prepare for Q4. And the next guy that I would watch, one of my personal favorites, Adam Griffin. So, Adam Griffin, huge inspiration. I took a lot of his, some of his ideas as well. Kind of got inspiration from his jazz. So I'm probably gonna put jazz in my videos, just because I just love that style. And he's very calm. He explains it to you he explains it to you very well, and very solid content. He definitely knows what he's doing. The next guy, the last guy really that I would watch in this space is another guy. His name is Ethan King. Ethan King right here as well has built brands over 1 million, 2 million in revenue. This guy knows what he's talking about, and he gives you guys products for free as well. I just watched a video where he gives 10 dropshipping products, and not like the general dropshipping products that these other fucking crazy 100k 200k sub guys are talking about, which are pretty much shit. This guy actually knows what he's talking about when it comes to the products, and I know because some of these products were products that I was going to test as well. I decided not to just because it was time consuming, had other things on my mind. Anyways, these guys, when you are doing your research, when you are just starting out trying to prepare for Q4, these are the only guys that you really need to be watching. Everybody else, to be honest, I'm sure there's other guys out there that are building and they're actually reputable, sustainable guys, but these are the ones that I have seen give you the best information and kind of not gatekeep anything. They talk about essentially everything. So again, preparing for Q4, watch these guys, study these guys. It will actually skyrocket your growth in the AI branded dropshipping space. And to be honest, guys, the next thing that you guys want to do to prepare for Q4 is the research of your products. And what I mean by this is you guys have to here's the thing, seasonal products are okay, and sometimes I wouldn't recommend running them, but when it comes to Q4, running seasonal products might be the move. And I'm telling you right now, every single Q4, like every single one, goes up and up and up. Like every single year, it just makes more and more money. Like it gets easier and easier. And the one thing that I would recommend for this Q4 is you guys need to invest your money into Calidata. And guys, I have been offered to be sponsored by other brands and other spy tools as well, but to be honest, guys, the best one is gonna be Calidata every single time. Guys, this is what has generated me so much cash flow. There's so many different ways to use Calidata to understand your research. Now, I'm not just gonna leave you guys empty-handed here. I'm actually going to also provide you guys with the template that I use to do the product research. So, coming into Q4, you need to be prepared. You need to be organized. And here is my product research sheet that I have given a couple of guys that I am helping out personally, and some of the guys in the Discord as well. So this is nothing crazy. No, essentially this is just a research sheet. You guys don't really have to look at any of this. This is just the weights proposed for all the margins here and all the numbers and whatnot. But here is kind of where I put all of my product research. So whenever I'm going on Calidata, just so I don't lose it, I just put it in here. And then, I go into the category. So kind of we'll go through something here together. Now, I made this one about 2 weeks ago. So obviously the margins here and the numbers are going to change, especially with the revenue 30 days. But for example, if we go here to this first one, these floating candles, right? And I've seen these candles go crazy. Maybe it's a little bit too late now to run this just because we kind of have like a 1 week and a half window. If the product arrives in a week and a half, it's not going to arrive by the time that these customers need it to. Now obviously some of these suppliers come from the US, but it's going to cost a little bit more. If you do want to get them cheap, you're going to get them probably ideally from China, right? So here, just put the product name, floating candles, whatever, the category of what that is, sub niche, Halloween. And guys, this is nothing crazy. It's just a way to organize the target audience as well for what you want to do. And this is just basic organization. Obviously you want to be able to do more AI prompting, and kind of like, doing some copyright, doing some deep research to understand your customers, to understand your avatar, to understand your angling. But this right here, this was perfect just to organize all of the products. And then here, you guys put in the supplier link. So this is what that is here. A 6-piece of the candles is what, $10. And then, I put the cost. It used to be $9.80, and then the shipping was $1.95. And then kind of the price that I want to base the first bundle at. And guys, you got to prepare and make sure that your bundles are good for Q4, because that's when people want those free gifts, Black Friday stuff. And then once you plug in all this information right here, right, so all this you do by yourself, it will give you, it will calculate what the net margin is on just based off this alone, and then what the percentage margin is, so that it does it by itself, right? And then here you guys just put the spy tool where it came from, the URL, so you guys just don't lose it. And then here what I would do is just put the revenue in the last 7 days, how much it's made. So for example, let's say we go into calendar here, we'll wait for it to load. So here we can see in the last 7 days it's made 81,000. You guys can see that metric right here, and then the last 30 days right here as well. So obviously it has changed a little bit, but that's what I would do here. And then how many orders versus how many orders, how many orders in the last 7 days, how many orders in the last 30 days, and it will give you a trend, a percentage trend based off the 7 days versus 30 days. So for example, if in the last 30 days you've gotten $300,000 worth of revenue, right, on Calidata, and then 90,000 here, it will calculate the trend here. So the higher the number, the higher the trend is gonna be. So that is gonna be something pretty solid. And then here you plug in the demand, based off your own assumptions, your own judgment. Competition, so that's obviously based off finding out on Amazon, going to the ads library and checking how many people are running that exact same product, and then it will give you the rest of the scores here, and you can kind of make an assumption: should I run this, should I not? Now obviously this is nothing crazy, but if you guys do want that template, I'll just give it to you guys for free in the description. So if you guys just want to be a little bit more organized, you guys can definitely get this in the description. But anyways, so preparing for Q4, guys, you want to do as much research as you possibly can. We have a 3-month window to make this absolutely fucking insane. Sorry guys, my writing here is not very good. We have a 3-month window here, okay, until January 1st, and I know that if you guys organize, if you guys do your research, watch these guys and actually apply proper information, and actually try, I really think that you guys can make this work. Now with that being said, I want to show you guys something that I've been working on and something that I've been preparing, and why I really haven't been kind of posting that much, just because I've been preparing a couple of different brands. I have a sports brand that we're working on with my roommate. Obviously I'm not gonna tell you guys exactly what it is yet, because a lot of you guys tend to kind of steal my ideas, which is fine, but it's not fine when it starts taking away my revenue. So for example, when I started talking about the product that I ran a couple months ago, a lot of you guys took that product. I actually see that Anthony Camacho, I'm not saying he took it, he did not take it at all, but a lot of people watched my video, watched his videos, and took that product and ran it on their own, and that's completely fine. But I just want to be a little bit more careful when I tell you guys things, because you guys are like fucking fruit flies, man. You guys just go straight into it. But I will show you guys this, because this is something that I am going to build as a brand for my own Instagram account. So another way to prepare for Q4, and I'm gonna tie it all together, is you guys want to think of things as a content creator. So coming into Q4, the number one thing that you guys really have to worry about is content. And the reason I say that is because even with the Andromeda update on Meta is focusing primarily on the creative level. Everything else, all these crazy strategies, right? And I'm talking CBO versus ABO and whatnot, and even like lookalike audience. All of this stuff right here is kind of going to be a little bit outdated. And the reason that I say that is because they are pushing for content. They are pushing at the creative level. How good is the creative? Like, how applicable is your creative, and how can we show this to the right person? And they will pretty much do everything for you. Now, that's what I've heard from multiple sources. I could be completely wrong, and these might still be pretty solid. Now, obviously, I'm not saying not to do these things, CBO versus ABO, having an ABO campaign, doing this, I'll look like audiences, like that's fine, that's great. But most of the pushing. Most of the work will be done at the creative level. So to prepare for Q4, guys, okay, prepare for Q4, you guys need to understand content, understand commercials, understand ads, understand the creatives at a very high level. And to do these tests, you want, so here are your columns, okay? Here are your columns. These are the ads. So ad 1, 2, 3, and 4. So all these ads, guys, you want each one to be drastically different to each other, and test completely different avatars, completely different angles with the same product, because Meta will understand exactly who to target almost every single time with a regular CBO campaign. Okay, they will know that number 4 probably coordinates with these kinds of people here. So, man, I think I'm the worst fucking person to be doing a Miro here. It will know, right? Angle 4 is perfect for these kinds of people. Ad 3 is gonna be perfect for these other kinds of people. It will know. And obviously I'm gonna do a whole video on that as well, but you guys need to understand content. You guys need to understand these avatars and what they want, what they desire, what they don't like, what their problems are. That is the one thing that you need to focus on in Q4. Now, with that being said, I want to show you guys this thing I forgot to show you guys. So here is one website that we have been working on, and I'm gonna tell you right now, 95% of this by Luke. Luke made this website for me. We talked about kind of running organic ads through my Instagram, which my Instagram, I do cinematography, and my Instagram has 108,000 followers. Now, the way that we're funneling this is we are actually, and what the plan is for this is we're selling here a camcorder. Now, you guys saw that I was gonna make a camcorder, another website, and yeah, that was a speed run. It was like an hour. It was fine. It was a good website. It was kind of shit, but here, this looks a lot better. Now we have, a gallery, and kind of the whole point of this brand is going to be kind of a videography brand, right? Selling videography gear, and we're just going to start with this retro camera. Now, the way that I'm validating this product is actually not through Calidata. It's not through anything. It's really just through my own personal content. I'm not saying you guys have to get an account to over 108,000 followers, but by understanding content, editing, and knowing what works, what doesn't, what engage, what do these people comment, now we can understand, okay, we can funnel this to a brand and run a product on there. So the way that I'm doing it here, so for example, let's say that we have a video like this. This video has gone 4 million likes and 31 million views. So you guys can see here, a lot of these people are asking about the camcorder, right? What's the name of the camcorder? Let's see. I know that there's a lot more. What is the first camera, right? All these guys, 363 likes on that. Look at that. What is the name of the 100? Let's see. There's a couple more. What is the first camera? Now, these are actual people asking these questions, and we can funnel all of these views back to this. So in case they want the cheaper alternative to the actual camera, they can imitate that same feel with this. And the way that I'm going to do that is to make content, go crazy with the content. I have the actual camera here with me, and I'm pretty good at going viral with camcorder stuff. So the way to do this is you have to build a pretty solid foundation. Now, we're obviously going to change a couple things here, again, all props to Luke. Man, Luke, you're a fucking G. I hope you know this. And the way that we are funneling and testing right now is through a basic comment funnel. So for example, I created a funnel that allows you to comment a specific word, and then once they comment that word, you send it over, you send that link to that person. So for example, let me give you guys an example here. So just a random one right here. So, although the actual camcorder requires tape, and again, these kind of, the copyright here is subject to change. We're kind of just in the testing phase here, testing what's working, what's not, what's converting. although the actual camera requires tape, a 250 monitor, lots of cables, I have a digital alternative that imitates the VHS for a lot cheaper. Let me know if you want the link. So now, when they say send me the link, this automatically sends out. And then they get a code as well. They say try it out, and they go back into here. So this is just a very, very, very basic funnel, and we are just testing it out. We're gonna keep building this store as well, and I promise you that during Q4 this store, if we are all locked in, I've been slow with it a little bit, but I promise you that this is going to be very, very solid, and we have so much data, organic data, of people that are real people. It's not numbers, it's real people commenting, asking where this is, how to buy it. Why not funnel this into a brand, right? So that's kind of how to prepare as well for Q4, is you have to understand content as a content creator, even if you're not. And that's what I've talked about kind of previously on my other videos, the ones where I have the whiteboard or the chalkboard, is I talk about the burner method. And the burner method, whether you like it or not, the burner method kind of shows you really shitty drop shipping content. And the best way to optimize your burner is to act as a person and act as a content creator, and you will get really solid products. You will get really solid ads if you just act like a person and you're not just trying to find these shitty ass fucking drop shipping videos where they're just nutting on the product and shit like that. You don't want to do that. But guys, really, if you guys just do all that, that will be a very, very solid way to prepare for Q4. Optimize your burner. You guys can watch that video. Watch these guys, get Cali data, look at things through the content standpoint and test volume. That is how you're going to be able to actually succeed in dropshipping and make a lot of money. With that being said, guys, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys stuck it out to the end. I hope it wasn't too long of a video, and we're going to be back on this informational grind. I know that you guys love the information. Now guys, if you guys are interested, I am going to start another channel where I'm not going to talk about business. I'm going to talk about mindset. I'm going to talk about kind of like self-improvement kind of things, just for the guys that are interested in that, because this channel is going to be purely for the business information, because that's what you guys like, that's what you guys are interested in here, and I don't want to strip that away from you guys. And I hope that this was informational for y'all, and I hope that you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Sorry guys, I'm gonna keep her sleeping on my lap. Y'all have a great day.